Hey YouTube, so this is the other guy coming to you today. So in today's episode, we are working on my niece's 2005 Honda CRV. So the engine light came on and we checked the code, and the OBD2 reader is telling me that there is something wrong with it. There's three codes. Okay, first code is 138 OBD2 P0138, which is the oxygen sensor, bank 1 sensor 2. So that's the downstream oxygen sensor that we're going to be working on today. And then the other code is the OBD2 P0498, which is the evap vent valve, which is located in the back of the SUV underneath the whatchamacallit, the rear seat, or by the the axle. So that's where that is at. But before we do that, what I'm going to be doing is I want to replace the gas cap first to see if we solve that problem, because if you do a little bit of research on it, there's the evap purge valve and there's the evap vent valve. Okay, so what we're looking at is the vent valve, so don't get that confused. Okay, but for right now, what I'm going to do is I've already told my niece to go and buy a gas cap. We're just going to change that to see if that solves that problem. And the third code is the P0325, which is the NOx sensor, which is right underneath the let's see, yeah, right underneath there. Okay, right underneath there. So to get to that, we have to get underneath the bumper, behind the bumper, and go up the intake manifold. And if you're interested in this video, follow me. Let's go have some fun. So what I have here is a gas cap replacement. Now I know this is not the OEM gas cap, and what it is here, we're going to replace this, okay, with this. Okay, so this thing right here, it's a little pigtail. This cap right here is totally different from this cap. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to be removing this string right here. Okay, put it like that. That's it. Okay, so then let's go and attack the oxygen sensor. Okay guys, so we are underneath the CRV, the SUV. So this is what we have. This is the sensor 1. Okay, this bank 1 sensor 1 is always upstream from the catalytic converter. Okay, so this is bank 1 sensor 1, bank 1 sensor 2. Okay, so this is upstream from the catalytic converter, and this is downstream from the catalytic converter. And some other vehicles, they don't have it right in the middle of the catalytic converter. Some other vehicle, they have the second oxygen sensor down below here. Okay, so I don't know if you can see my hand, but yeah, but this one is located here. So this is the downstream, that's the upstream. Okay, so to remove this, it's pretty easy. It doesn't take a rocket scientist. Let me re-angle my camera. Okay, so that's a better angle. So I don't know if you can see here, but there's two connectors here, the two pigtails here. So to remove this, okay, you have to disconnect this right here. Okay, disconnect this pigtail. Okay, so then now what you need is you need what we call a crowfoot oxygen sensor remover. Okay, the reason why it's called a crowfoot is because it's shaped like a crowfoot. Yeah, I know it doesn't really, but that's what they call it. Okay, and the reason why is because it's got this little slot right here. Okay, where it slides, it's able to slide in. Okay, so this is what you need. Okay, so you slide this thing in, and then you use a 1/2-inch drive wrench to remove it. So here's the thing. There's a reason why you see this star right here. It's for the drive. See, there. Okay, the star is there for the drive. Okay, so just think of it as multiple squares, those little points there. Okay, so what we do is lefty, loosey, righty, tighty. So we're gonna go lefty. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna turn it lefty, and it comes right off. Okay. And so you just need to clip this. There's a bracket right here, so you need to clip the pigtail. This thing comes right off. Okay, so this is that oxygen sensor. Okay, we're going to replace that with the new sensor. Now we're replacing it with the new sensor. It's not an OEM product, okay, but it is a direct replacement. You'll notice that the old sensor has a blue pigtail and the new one has a gray one. We want to make sure that they are the same, which they are. Okay, see, they are the same, and so they should go back into it nicely. So this thing right here has a little protector right here, so you want to take this off, remove that. All right, and then you're gonna have to use a little chemical called Untitled. This is that chemical. You can buy this at your local auto parts store. It's Untitled. If you're gonna put anything on the exhaust manifold, spark plugs, oxygen sensor, you need this. The reason is because of the contraction on heat. It contracts, and it when you apply heat and cold to the system, to the metal, it contracts and retracts, if that's a word. Basically it goes big and small, big and small. So you want to get the Untitled compound on a little bit, not so much, just a little bit onto the thread, like so. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm putting the Untitled compound onto the thread, so that if I ever have to reuse, or if I ever have to open this again, I can do it easily. Okay. Okay, so it's on. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna insert the oxygen sensor back in carefully, not to cross thread. All right, so you want to be careful with it, because this is a very delicate item. Once you cross thread, it's a nightmare. You're probably gonna have to end up replacing the whatchamacallit, the sensor there. So take your crowfoot. Oh, okay, I gotta tell you this. So this crowfoot, I'll let you know, because people actually ask me for what brand this is. I got this from AutoZone, and if you have your local AutoZone, you could get it. It's an OEM model. Okay, OEM model oxygen sensor WR 7/8 or 22 millimeter. Okay, that's the size. Okay, and the model number is 25249. 25249. Okay, just in case you are interested. Okay, so you put your little crowfoot back here, slide it back in. Okay, and you want to tighten this. Don't over tighten it. You over tighten it, you could screw up the thread just enough, and you stop. What you do is you reconnect the pigtail, and then reconnect this thing back to where the bracket is. And that's that, guys. It's not really hard. It's pretty easy. The hard part now is the NOx sensor. And let's go do the NOx sensor. It's really easy. No, it's not easy. It's hard, because it's way up there. Okay, not here, but in the engine. Here, this is the NOx sensor up there. Okay, that's the NOx sensor. And see that little pigtail? We have to disconnect that. Okay, so what I find that works for me, okay, is I use the little crooked neck handy dandy plier. So I don't know if I could do this on real time to show you how I do it, but let's see. Doing this. Okay. Let's go up here. There's that little thing right there that you have to squeeze there. Okay, I don't know if you see that. Okay, and then pull out like that. Okay, so that thing comes out. All right, so that thing comes out. I've already measured the. I have another. I have a new knock sensor, which is this little bad boy here. Okay, so this thing right here is the same size as that thing up there. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I've already got my sized up 27 millimeter box in wrench and also socket. So I'm not gonna show you this because it's just common sense, and it's really tight up there, and I don't know how I'm gonna do this with one hand. So I'm gonna see if I could put this up there, and I'm gonna see if I could remove it first. Okay, once I do that, I'll show you how it looks like. Okay, so I've removed that little item right there, so I'll show you that little hole. Okay, yeah, there it goes. That's the hole. Okay, and I'll show you where that hole, what goes in there. Okay, it's really tight. I have to do like that. My little hands would have to, my hands are not little, it's pretty big, but I was having a hard time reaching it. So this is the bad boy. Okay, that's the knock sensor. All right, so now this is the new knock sensor. You could tell that it's new because it's really clean. So I won't be able to show you how I put this in, but the reason is because it's so tight up there. Okay, I won't be able to show you how to do that, but basically it's common sense. You use a, let's see, 1 1/16 socket to get to there and unscrew it, and then now you're gonna have to tighten it back, and that's the process. I've showed you how to take out the little pigtail by using my crooked neck long nose plier. So I'm gonna reinstall this, and I'll show you how it looks like afterward. So as we found out, my hands are too fat and big, so I called out my assistant, my son, and he is able to put this thing in without any hassle. Yeah, my hands are just too fat and big for that little crevice. So that's how you do it, guys. My son is tightening it up. Once he gets it to finger tight, we'll just tighten it a little bit more with Kung Fu torque, and then we'll plug the pigtail back in and call it a day. Okay, so as you can see right there, it is in that little booger. Okay, so I need to get the pigtail and plug it back in after I have hand tightened it with my tool. Okay, so I won't show you that. It's just common sense. So just letting you know, you have to tighten it with your little ratchet, and don't over tighten it because it could ruin it. Just tighten it enough. Okay, so I'll show you how it looks like afterward.
This is the pigtail right here?
Yeah, so that's the pigtail. Let's see if I can see it. Okay, there it goes. That's the pigtail right there. And my son is going to go in and plug in the pigtail.
Which way is it supposed to go in?
Observe. Yeah. Observe.
Oh, got it.
Got it?
Okay. I know how it's supposed to go in.
Okay. Small hands are good and useful. Got it?
It didn't click.
Okay, see if you can pull it out. If it's locked, then it's good.
Well, I can't get it out.
Okay.
I think it's good.
Okay. Okay, let me see.
I can't pull it out.
Okay. Yep, that's it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right, so my son did it. Applaud to small hands. All right, so the OBD2 port connected to my OBD code reader, and then turn this to on. Okay, turn that to on. What we're gonna do, we're gonna call up the codes again. Okay, and then we're gonna erase it. Okay, come on. Okay. Okay, you notice here it says O2 sensor circuit high voltage bank 1 sensor 2. And remember, sensor 2 is the one that's below the flow, okay, the downflow. And then knock sensor, so that's what we replaced. And then the emission system, evaporator emission system vent valve control. So that means that the vent valve is bad, but what we are doing right now is replacing the gas cap to see if we solve that issue first. Okay. Why do I do that? It's a hunch. Okay, and it's not that expensive to replace. So we're going to do this first. If it comes back and it's 498, then we'll replace that thing. All right. So now, okay, we are going to go to erase codes. Yes. Please turn ignition on with engine off. Press enter to continue. That's what we did. See, the ignition is on, but the engine is off. So here we go. Okay. So everything has been cleared. And that is it, guys. So I hope that this video is productive to you and informational to you. Please like and subscribe. That's all I ask for. I'm not being paid by anybody. My niece is not paying me to do this. Nobody's paying me to do this. I'm just doing this video as an educational video for those who might be having the same issue as my niece's little Honda CRV here. So anyway, please like and subscribe. And let me know what your thoughts are.